All right, I believe we are live. So it's good to be back. For most of you, I'd started making videos about a month ago, but a lot of things happened, and we'll go through that here in the video. So to start out this video, I'm going to a few introductions. My name is Jay. I'm the owner of Section8Consulting.com. We have a website. www.section8consulting.com. We work with around 1,000 clients a year doing casework and advising in different capacities for clients that need vouchers information. And for most people, just to get answers to their questions. And we also work with landlords and investors and other companies, including legal aid societies, and in some cases, even court cases where there needs to be a perspective. Beyond all that, today we're going to be talking a little bit about the effects of presidential elections and the housing market and vouchers and the consequences of these things as we progress in 2024. Now, to give you a quick update, back to the part and related to the making of videos. So my parents, they're old and they managed to burn down a good portion of their house, which in turn made them rather homeless. Good thing they know a good consultant, right? So that has complicated my own life, and we had to go through a lot of different things. And then, of course, to my dismay, I caught a version of COVID. Don't need any sympathy there. I think most of Americans have had it, but it caused me to have bronchitis twice. So many of you that have paid for appointments through our office, I don't think you realize just how badly I was doing while I was keeping that cheery facade, trying to keep you guys informed and, of course, give out consulting advice. So now on to the election here. Look, November 5th marks the beginning of this, and January 20th marks whoever's going to be the president. And so there are a lot of things to consider here. One, there is nobody that really supports for 2024, well, 2025, we should say, housing and vouchers. So the consequences are going to be pretty dire. And what I mean by dire is I don't want to exploit your emotions, but I think we need to understand that we're already in a defunded system. And if we have somebody different in the office or any of them that are currently seeking that office, if they're not interested in funding this and it further finds more defunding, it's going to make the next 4 years very difficult. There's going to be less funding, less vouchers, and it's going to be two to 5 times harder for those of you seeking vouchers and housing. And it's going to cause a ripple effect that's definitely on the housing market, because less landlords are going to have less renters, thus less vouchers. So what I'm saying to most of you is this presidential election, and no matter who gets voted in, is going to have serious consequences in terms of most of you seeking it. So whatever you're going to do in terms of housing and vouchers, I would strongly, and again, strongly advise that before January 20th, that you either go out and get a voucher, you get your housing, or figure out your situation, okay? Or even work with a company like ours where we can help you through that process, or any other company is qualified to do so, because the result of 2025 is going to be very tough, okay? These kind of warnings I usually give at the end of the year in terms of summertime being difficult, because twice the number of people, demand goes up by double. And then, of course, housing authorities do what they always do. When the demand goes up, they close down. And then when the demand goes down, housing authorities will open during the winter, which is always an ideal time of season. September, October, November, December, January, February, March, and April are really, really good months for vouchers and housing. June, July, and August are nightmares because, again, people have a tendency to want to do things during the summer. And of course, the competition for these vouchers and housing become extreme. And then it's furthermore exacerbated by the fact that housing authorities, they don't like to work when it's too busy. And so during the summer, it makes more sense for them to just close right on down. You got to love that, right? Now, there's an announcement I'm going to make regarding HUD and its director that I'm so sad at this point to see go. One of the best directors of HUD we've probably had in its history of 80 years has retired because they see the oncoming slaughter coming. So Marissa Fudge directs HUD, the same lady that is indicted, has been on a rampage greater than any. If we had to combine every housing director since it began, this woman, she had the combined power of all of them. She defended as many of you guys as she could. She sued and indicted as many housing. We were making videos every week about housing. She was hitting the feds. She was having the feds hit the door and shut down housing authorities left and right. People were going down like a hot brick. She unfortunately did announce her retirement. I think that she doesn't. She knows that with a new election means that likely she'd lose her office anyway. So after 50 years of service, I want to commend Marissa Fudge as one of the greatest directors of HUD I've ever seen. Now, I know a lot of you might disagree, but we must keep in mind that the reason you likely disagree is because you misunderstand the system. HUD is a federal agency that depends, those of you that have problems with landlords and housing authorities. When you receive vouchers from a housing authority, you're dealing with the housing authority. Those are not federal employees. It's not a HUD voucher. Okay. HUD is just simply the federal agency that allocates those funds and defends your rights. It is the housing authority that is not connected in any way to HUD that's violating, in many cases, violating your rights. Okay. So that's why I'm commending Marissa Fudge as being one of the most powerful tools we've ever had. And her leaving is horrible. I don't know who they're going to install, but I can assure you it probably is going to be unfavorable. Because if you install somebody that doesn't want to really do much for HUD and has a political agenda, then they're not going to be, that agency will likely be a useless piece of garbage that hasn't been in the past. Marissa didn't adopt that game. She would indict housing authorities without thought. She'd have the feds storm the door, and I'm really going to miss this lady because she really did do a good job. In terms of housing markets, guys, I think that whether you're a consultant, an analyst, a TV news reporter, we all have one clear realization in terms of this market, and that's that it cannot take further defunding. The consequences of doing so is going to cause that effect where it's going to create a new level of difficulty. And it's going to create extreme situations in states like California, where you have LA and surrounding counties that are already can never get enough funding to house everybody, and other places like New York, where it's extreme. And another state that comes to mind is Massachusetts, which is a very broken system, in my opinion. Okay, I'm here to share some opinions, and some of it's, I'll always let you know the difference between what is my opinion and what is reality. And the reality is what we know. So I want to give a few shout outs here to you guys. If you're sitting in the background watching and listening, don't be fearful of commenting. I'm very easy to get along with unless you have something shitty to say. If you say something shitty in the channel, I'm going to get shitty back with you. That's the reality. I can go from professional to South Louisiana real fast, and everybody knows that. But hey, at least you can always expect the truth, whether it's brutally honest or not. So WS, TY, love you. Thank you for the channel information. Lisa Moorhead gives me a frowny looking emoji. Carrie Patton, Cedar Rapids, IA. I have a Section 8 closed down. Can't even put in an application. Well, Carrie, you should consider anytime federal funds are poured into something, it allows you the ability to apply to any housing authority in America. And despite the housing authorities, all 3,300 in the nation, that convince people they can't receive vouchers or they don't live, there's simply no truth in that. Lisa Morehouse, she earned her retirement. 50 years of service. I don't know how much of that was in the industry, but her 3 years, and she did more in 3 years for HUD than anybody. And I can't wait to see what kind of rodeo clown they install in there now. I hope it's somebody that gives a damn, because if it don't, it's going to get really bad. Lizzie, is HUD Section 8 and housing authority is based on income? Well, that is one of the preliminary requirements, is that you be low income. They won't service the rich. And every housing authority in America has what they call an income standard. It may be really high in certain areas, where you can be considered poor in New York and still make $90K. Or you can be in Jackson, Mississippi, where they might consider an income of $43,000 to still be low income. And so that's how it goes. Now, in terms of videos, guys, we're going to be going back to our old video schedule as prescribed, and I'm hoping to roll out a bunch of videos. Hopefully, I'm not going to fall up with COVID and my parents are done burning down houses and my life being complicated. We'll see. Another thing I should mention is starting in 2025, I will be ending casework for clients. Um, I've offered that for many, many years to clients as a method to help them receive housing and vouchers, but unfortunately, I don't really see that being beneficial in the new market we may have next year. Um, and so my office will be available for phone consulting, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or even an hour. But I'm probably going to end casework altogether. To be honest with you, it's produced excellent results. Probably over 20,000 people, either more or less, have received vouchers through casework through our office. Probably of that, a couple thousand didn't. Not every case is going to end perfectly. Anybody selling a perfect reputation is just selling a lie, right? So I think probably April of 2025, we will end casework altogether. Those that have active cases all the way up to the last day will remain in our office till completion. But after that, we're done. Mainly because I've created a different store. And so, as I've been doing this a long time, part of this is a partial retirement for me, is to pursue other things in life, not just this. So, I will continue to be your consultant in terms of quick phone calls between 15 minutes and an hour, but I'm not going to, I'm going to let everybody in the office go, and we're no longer going to do casework, and that will be in 2025. So if you're considering that with our office, you'll need to make that move before April of 2025. Okay. After that, we'll be closing all that part down, and it'll just be consulting in terms of talking on the phone for an initial time, and then the service will be rendered at that point. So there won't be that. There's a really annoying spot right there. My God, I don't know what that is, but when I get off this video, I'm gonna have to do something about that. Just saying, says Lizzie, pretty sure, and then WS Subvert gives a smiley emoji. Nose 144. Welcome to the channel. I'm glad that you're feeling better. How are the cats doing? Thank you for this. Now, I will bring up the cats real quick while we're discussing the presidential debate and Marissa Fudge and the outcome of the season. For most of you know, I rescued cats at one point. We had up to like 32. So I got good news and I got bad news. We're down to 6 cats now. Many of the cats have moved on and have found good homes. The core group we still have. But interestingly enough, 2 more cats arrived through the cat door at our home. They're big Maine Coons. If anybody looked that up, Maine Coon is a giant form of cat. So daddy and mama showed up. So basic girlfriend and boyfriend showed up. And I've got a super big female cat. So imagine your normal house cat times 3. And then imagine just big watermelon waddling around your house. She comes late at night, and they eat everything. We fried a little chicken last night. I know that's super healthy, right? But when you got mom around, you got to do a little southern cooking. Well, Big Tom found the chicken, and let's just say we woke up the chicken bones this morning. So do not leave fried chicken or anything out when the Maine Coonses are here. And we call it Mama and Papa, but actually it's Tom, and I haven't given the female a name. So we will have giant fuzzy kittens to show you guys in some of our upcoming videos, as silly as that sounds. If you have no appreciation for discussion of cats and other things that may not be related to this channel, then I would suggest you unsubscribe and go to a different place, okay? Because I'm going to do what the hell I want to do on my channel. And bringing up cats is always a fun thing in the channel. I think we're all pet lovers for the most part. So big fuzzy cats coming. All right, so back to the market. We're still in a good season, guys. And we're not going to worry about elections and all that because, in terms of everything, people that need vouchers and housing are both Democrats and Republicans, period. I'm just suggesting that this election, there's going to be some changes, and they don't, none of the candidates support social programs. That's everybody's right. But the consequences are very real. So I think that whatever we're going to do for the rest of the season in terms of videos are going to be to help expedite the process for most of you in terms of information and what to do, because most of you, I'd like to go ahead and see you guys get housing. get housing, get vouchers. And for those of you that have participated and already have a voucher, it's really time to have a serious discussion about the HUD homeownership program. If your housing authority has that program, so family self-sufficiency or the HUD homeownership program, then we really need to start getting in a further debate that you need to advance on that. I want to dispel the rumors behind the program so you can understand that this is available to all people. I had some clients to suggest to me, hey, Jay, well, how the hell am I on a home if I'm only getting $800 a month? Well, they designed the program with that in mind. Now, while it may not be ideal for every single person, I believe that even those on fixed incomes, this could be a potential. But if you get big eyes and you think you're going to use this program to go out and get a 5-bedroom mansion, maybe not. Okay. So we also need to assert what's realistic. We need to have a realistic view of this. And I think getting that information from my office would be useful because there are thousands of videos from people that don't know anything. Being a house flipper or real estate agent is not a good qualification for giving out advice for programs you have little understanding for. I'm watching all these videos about a HUD homeownership program, and they're wildly inaccurate. These are people that are attempting to collect as many copper pennies for their little YouTube channel so they can go out and buy them some new songs, and they're giving out loose advice that really does not translate to what the federal codes prescribe. Okay, so I would advise if you're considering that, you might actually consider dealing with a real consultant that actually understands all those implications. Just like getting legal advice, you don't go down to the strip mall and talk to a hooker. Okay. And so if you're going to get advice about housing, you might want to deal with a Section 8 consultant, not a hooker or a house flipper or a real estate agent. Now, I don't want to degrade the value of real estate agents. I think they're fabulous. I just think that market rate and renters and people that work and those that are in voucher are two different markets, and so are the rules, and there's a lot involved there. Okay, so, and I got lots of real estate agents that probably their heads are spinning because I'm talking a little bit of trash, but that's all right. We have to have fun with this. If you can't keep it spicy, then all you've got on this video is a middle-aged man speaking in monotone. All right, so let's say hi's and hellos to new people here. It looks like Lisa Morehouse is going on a bit about her cats. And know how's 1.4 self-sufficiency. Yeah, we need to do a self-sufficiency video so we can give you guys a good idea. And I'm still really bothered by that spot. It looks like I've got a physical health condition almost. So I think our next video, we need to talk a little bit about what we should be approaching in terms of vouchers. And I want to discuss portability again, because I think you guys have a misunderstanding of how that works. So the overall process. But I think greater than that, the next video we're going to do is we're going to discuss the many types of vouchers and how you might be able to get one, and try to dispel the many rumors that the news loves to sell us short and give us bad advice. So there are many ways to get vouchers, and what we want to look at are those that are funded by the federal government and Congress versus those types of vouchers that may be issued and funded by your tax base in your state. So county sponsored vouchers, state sponsored vouchers, in my opinion, are worthless because they simply do not have the same coffers of the U.S. government. I know a lot of you guys come to me with these interesting programs that are going to issue a voucher, but the reality of it is many of those programs are little more than taxpayer funded. And when politics change and people get elected differently in those offices, the funding disappears and you could face an eviction. So we need to have a better fundamental understanding of the system and what you should be approaching and using or applying for. And then I think that another video will be discussing preferences, priorities, and special use of vouchers as a means for you guys to kind of weaponize your case, improve it, and to help the housing authority see your case as relevant and potentially get you ranked a little bit better on the list. Brandon White, can you address the cliff effect and suggestions to avoid this tragedy? Well, we can't avoid elections. You can't. There's always politicians. They're like little treasure trolls. Once you comb their hair out and you put them in the office, you're good to go. We've had a really good run of elderly people in the White House. I think we need, and I make fun of that comically, but I mean, the heartbeat of our nation is people that are in their 30s to 50s. We need people that understand today and today's times, okay? And putting all these people that are elderly in office, while they may have effective business ideas and things like that, I think the heartbeat of our nation, we need younger folks that are current with our times. That's my hope in the future. We're going to get younger people elected in that office, more women, more people of color in there, because we need different perspectives. That's what this nation is built on, and for us to continue to keep electing old white folks in that office doesn't seem like the best idea. Okay, sorry to say that, but that's just reality. Our country has a lot to offer, and so do these young folks. And so we need to reconsider. We need better candidates that have their finger on the pulse of our country, not one finger in the coffin. And I know Biden and Trump are, they both have their advantages and disadvantages. But I mean, these guys in their 80s and 90s, and we really need younger people in there to help us out. Okay, that's at least my opinion. Y'all can all hate on me a little bit. I'm okay with that. Uh, let's see, younger and older politicians in the U.S. Yes, that would be my hope. We need some flavor. We need some new ideas. We've got to stop doing the same old shit. We can't be the same country every decade. We can't. We have to continue as a society to evolve. We have to learn to advance our ideas and concepts. We can't just live in the past. Regardless of what political side you're on, we have got to learn to keep advancing as a society. Because if we don't, then we're going to end up like Russia or China, where you're in a totalitarian society or a communist society, and then we're going to be spoon-fed everything. And so our future as a country and servicing those that are disabled and homeless strongly depends on our ability to have people elected in office that understand what's current. If you're struggling to use fucking Snapchat, Facebook, and everything else, you're struggling with that concept, and you're holding the largest office in the nation, we're in trouble. Okay? If you're picking and choosing what colors you feel are appropriate to be in the country, then we have a problem. I mean, come on. This nation is made of everybody, including the Irish. We have the Irish, the Italians, people from Africa, China. We need diversity. That's what makes us strong as a country. And so, I'm a big supporter of diversity. Everybody's got to pull their weight too. So I don't disagree there. You're going to come out here to America, you got to pull your weight. That means you got to pay your taxes. If I don't got time, you're not going to be sitting up on this. You worked all your life and you become disabled, you need a voucher. I can honor your need to want to get that. But this shit of coming here and you think you're going to get a free ride, well, it's time to start giving you a bus ticket back home. We don't need a nation of people that come here because it's all free. We also have the same problem with our own people that are born here. Too many lazy people. We've all been guilty of that for a minute. But the point is, to make our nation truly great, we need to keep advancing it. So at least that's my opinion. I hope y'all guys agree with me. If you don't, please do send that hate mail in the comment section, and I will reward you with blocking your comments. No, I'm kidding. I'm not that childish. I'll let you talk a little trash on my channel, as long as you keep it within the terms of YouTube. I don't mind different opinions. That's what makes us great, is that we don't block every comment, right? We don't sit there and filter everything. That's what they do in China and Russia. If you disagree, then you get shut down. So I'm as fair in my channel as anybody else. All right, Ren White, Lisa, that's how this works in the country. All right, guys. So I think right now, guys, if you're considering housing vouchers or even a HUD homeownership program, or wanting to learn more about family self-sufficiency, reach out to our office if you don't know. And for those of you that are struggling with housing, if you have reasonably tried everything you can, you have wandered around all through YouTube, you reached out to a housing authority, you reached out to HUD and everybody else, and you're still struggling with this to get real answers, and only then would be a good time to reach out to our office. I'm not here as a first resort. I'm here as a last resort. So anyways, if you have that, we have put information in the description of the video. You can find information about our company in all the videos. You can verify us through whoever you need to, including our federal filings, state filings, county filings, and all that good jazz. We have lots of reviews too. Some of them are mean, some of them are good. That's life. Crystal Wilder says, just renting 144. I appreciate your new emojis. Well, guys, I have rambled enough. I think it's been good to get back here. So today's Tuesday. We'll do again Thursday. I'm hoping between 10 and 11:30 or even 2 o'clock. I will post an update on the community page to let you guys know. And then I will also let you know what the video will be about. And we'll go live. That way you can share your opinions. And I respect opinions until it becomes... You're welcome to say what you wish on this channel. I'm not going to silence anybody, but just keep it. Don't violate rules of YouTube, okay? Otherwise, I really do have to block you. All right, red and white, monkey see, monkey do, right? We'll get that. All right, guys, it's been great. We'll see you Thursday morning. Bye-bye for now.